Hey, Danny Boyle here, founder of Songwriters International, where we help songwriters develop their craft to go on and sustain a career within music. Now today, we're going to be talking about how to get your music and your productions to a radio-ready level, okay? What does it mean? How do we get them there? And how much time, effort, and ability does it take for someone to learn the craft to get to that point, okay? I'm going to give you some best tips, some things you need to be learning and doing to get you that to the position that you want to be, to start maybe releasing your music or sending off to record labels, publishers, and various opportunities that may be positioned in front of you. Okay, so let's jump on into this video. So first thing, what do we mean by radio-ready productions? We essentially are just referring to them sounding professional. Okay, the difference between maybe a radio-ready song and a song that isn't radio-ready, it tends to come down to the production. Because if you listen to the songs that are on the radio, they're up to a certain standard. They're polished, they're clean, they're mixed, they're mastered, and really tight, really nice to listen to. As opposed to those that might not be at that level just yet, they may have some issues with a vocal delivery or the way the guitar's been recorded or various different things, which therefore means they're not quite up to that standard just yet. So now that you understand what radio-ready production is, it's just a professional sounding song. The first thing I really recommend is that if you don't produce, okay, the best thing to do is get yourself into collaboration with producers, okay? Start writing songs with producers. Let me explain why. I myself, I'm a songwriter and producer. Now, if me and you write a song, I am going to produce that song up, okay? Unless you produce as well, which we might co-produce or something. But if you're a songwriter that doesn't produce, that means you're not going to pay and you're going to get a really nice sounding, polished production ready for your portfolio of work. Number one is go and get in collaboration sessions with producers. Even if you do produce, go and work with people who are at that next level, who are better, right? And people that you look up to, because you will learn from them in the production stage, okay? Now, if you want to produce yourself, the first thing you're going to need is a DAW, a digital audio workshop, okay, or workstation, however you want to word it. Now, some of those are, I use Logic Pro X. Just a heads up, you're going to need an Apple Mac to use that. Ableton Live, you've also got Pro Tools. Those are the three that are widely regarded as the professional ones out there. There is loads more, okay? Lots of great sounding professional softwares. Go and check them out, see what's out there, but you're going to need a DAW, okay? D-A-W, okay? Go and check it out, music DAWs. You will find, if you're new to production, I really recommend Logic Pro. It's super user-friendly, and I've used them all. But I would say, personally, Logic Pro tends to be the easiest to navigate, okay? Now we've identified that, I want to give some best tips when producing up a demo sounding track to that kind of radio ready stage. First thing is keep it as simple as possible. Don't overproduce it. Please do not do that. By keeping it simplistic, you also show the rawness of the song, which is really, really important. If you're sending off to artists, labels, publishers, they don't want to be bombarded by a real big full sounding production, because it's probably going to be reproduced if they want the song anyway. So you have to consider about preserving time, but also getting a really high quality track. Now, how I recommend to do that is to lay down a foundation, which consists of a vocal and a guitar or piano. Okay, they're the two key elements for me: vocal, guitar, or piano, or both. Okay, could be a guitar and a piano. Then I would go ahead and start adding bass. Okay, these are what we would call thickeners for the track. They are the foundation the track sits on. Bass, guitar, piano, vocals. Really, really important. Then you can start adding from there. You might, if you've got a dance track, you might start adding synths. If you've got a pop track, you could be adding some different sounds in there, marimbas, or whatever sound you're wanting, essentially. Now that obviously depends on genres that you're writing, depending on the type of instruments you would add to your songs, okay? But keep them as stripped back as possible, but add those core elements, especially vocal, guitar, piano, and bass. Everything else is then up to you to add. Drums as well, I would also say, which I didn't mention, but that would be a core foundation, a kick or a snare, something like that. And that would be enough to create a demo radio ready sounding song to send off, okay? Now, you might be asking, well, what about mixing and mastering, Danny? Mixing and mastering, just get a basic mix, okay? Make sure the mixing stage is all about leveling it, making sure the vocal is the right volume to the drums, and the drums are the right volume to the guitar, and so on. So don't go over it too long. Don't go and overcomplicate the process as well at the same time. Keep it simple, just make sure the levels are nice and clean, and don't master it. Don't worry about a master, okay? Now, if you've worked with a producer and you're not producing yourself, then they are going to do this for you. Again, if I was writing with you and you're not a songwriter, or you are, and I was producing, I would do a basic mix of the track as well. And that would constitute and consist of what we would then call a radio-ready production. Super simple, stripped-back production, which is nice and clean and tidy, and that would get you to a professional-sounding demo quality. So hopefully I've broken some long-lived myths out there that you have to have a full-scale production to be going forwards and do anything within music. Not true, okay? Keep it simple and make sure the song shines. Make sure the lyrics, the melody, the vocal delivery shines more than anything else, okay? Real fundamentals. Now you know what softwares you can be using, you understand some of the basics, go ahead and maybe have a play around with it. So that's everything from me here at Songwriters International. I've been Danny Boyle. Don't forget to hit subscribe, hit a like, and drop a comment below for any other videos that you might like to see. And I'll see you over on another video.